All right, continuing on with Genesis of the Daleks of Doctor Who. So the Doctor tells Davros that the Daleks are evil. Davros says, "No, I will not accept that." So typically, bad guys in movies and shows, they don't realize that what they're doing is wrong or evil or bad. The bad guys believe they are doing uh, good, that they have noble justifications for doing what they are doing. So villains typically don't believe they are villains. They believe they are heroes. So Davros says, "No, I will not accept that the Daleks are evil. They are conditioned simply to survive." So it's just a matter of perspective, really. Davros says they can survive only by becoming the dominant species. When all other life forms are suppressed, when the Daleks are the supreme rulers of the universe, then you will have peace. Wars will end. They are the power not of evil, but of good. The Daleks are good. They're not evil, they're good. Going around shouting, exterminating, killing people. Yeah, they're good, according to Davros. So that's his point of view. Then the Doctor says, "Davros, if you had created a virus..." So here's a little analogy. "Davros, if you had created a virus in your laboratory, something contagious and infectious that killed on contact, a virus that would destroy all other forms of life, would you allow its use?" So the Daleks are the virus in this analogy. Davros says, "The only living thing, a microscopic organism reigning supreme." A fascinating idea. So then Davros is holding up his arm like this, as if he's holding a capsule of a virus that would exterminate all other life forms. He's holding that up. So he says, Davros says, "Yes, to hold in my hand a capsule that contains such power, to know that life and death on such a scale was my choice, to know that the tiny pressure on my thumb, enough to break the glass, would end everything. Yes, I would do it." So then he goes like, as if to imitate the crushing of the capsule that would release a virus to kill all other life forms. So a little bit of a madman, this Davros. Davros continues. He says, "That power would set me up above the gods. And through the Daleks, I shall have that power." The Doctor tries to physically take control of Davros, but Niter knocks the Doctor down and out. Well, actually just down, not really out. It appears that he's out, but he's just down. The Doctor is down on the floor because Niter knocked him down. Niter takes the doctor to the cell that Garmin, Sarah, and Harry were locked in, but finds that Harry has the guard's gun. Niter runs away, leaving the doctor, Garmin, and the rest of the leaving the doctor. That's the end of the sentence there. Niter runs away, leaving the doctor. Okay. Garmin and the rest of the rebels meet with Davros and Niter. Davros agrees to cease work on creating more Daleks and to destroy the ones that were conditioned and programmed. Okay, so the Daleks were created as a life support vehicle for the creatures that the Khalids were going to evolve into. Small green tentacled creatures. So that was the original idea in this story. That's why the Daleks were created, because the Khalids were going to evolve into these creatures and they needed a life support system and a vehicle to get around. That's what the Daleks are. The Daleks. That's what the idea behind them were. Okay. So Davros requests to be allowed to speak to a full meeting of the elite, both scientific and military. And then a vote can be taken, and Davros will abide by the decision of the majority. Garmin and the rebels agree. After they leave, Davros says, after Garmin and the other rebels, they leave, so it's just Davros speaking alone with Niter. So Davros says, "Ours is the victory, Niter. We have won." They talk of democracy, freedom, fairness. Those are the creeds of cowards. The ones who will listen to 1,000 viewpoints and try to satisfy them all. Achievement comes through absolute power, and power through strength. They have lost, says Davros to Niter. The Doctor, Harry, and Sarah go to the Dalek incubation room. The Doctor and Harry set up explosives there. The Doctor is attacked by one of the creatures from the incubation room. So one of the creatures that are going to be put in the Dalek vehicles. He's attacked. So he's got these tentacles. This creature is on the Doctor, and the tentacles are wrapped around his neck. But then Sarah and Harry pull the creature off the Doctor. Then the Doctor holds the wires that would ignite the explosives in his hand. So that's the scene on the cover of Genesis of the Daleks. So he's doing that. And the Doctor says, "Just touch these two strands together, and the Daleks are finished. Have I that right?" Then Sarah says, "To destroy the Daleks? You can't doubt it." The Doctor says, "Well, I do. You see, some things could be better with the Daleks. Many future worlds will become allies just because of their fear of the Daleks." That's a good point. Then Sarah says, "But it isn't like that." The Doctor says, but the final responsibility is mine and mine alone. Listen, if someone who knew the future pointed out a child to you and told you that that child would grow up totally evil, to be a ruthless dictator who would destroy millions of lives, could you then kill that child? So here's this interesting concept. I'm sure it's been brought up in other places other than Doctor Who, but the concept of if you basically referring to in most cases when people bring up this concept, they're probably referring to Hitler because of all the lives that were lost because of Hitler. Would you asking would you personally, if you could go back in time, would you to prevent all the lives lost, all the suffering that Hitler caused, would you go back in time and kill Hitler before he has the opportunity to cause all this suffering and death? Would you go back to a time when he was a child or a baby? Would you kill Hitler when he's a child or a baby? Strangle him? Murder Hitler before he has the chance to cause all the suffering and death that he caused? Could you really do that? That's a quite the question there. Kind of hard to answer that question, isn't it? Because I guess because if Hitler, like, how could, because my neighbors up there are so irritating. If Hitler, yeah, to prevent suffering and death, like, if you look at it from that way, that's heroic. But if you're going to do it by uh, doing an evil act by ending the life of a child, baby, uh, that's you are being evil in that moment. A better strategy, I believe, would be to not to end the life of Hitler as a child, but to do something to encourage him to be a better person, to have better morality. I think that would be the better solution rather than to just end Hitler's life when he was a child. Uh, give him positive reinforcement so that he doesn't become uh, a person who would cause the suffering and death of all those people during World War II. Yeah, I think that's the solution. That's the better solution.